Hey, what's up guys, it's TechZoomer talking to you here, and in today's video I will review the Huawei MateView UltraWide 34-inch GT display. This is finally my new display after about 1 year and a half, 1 year and 3 months looking for a new display to pair up with my M1 Max MacBook Pro. I finally found one. It is the Huawei UltraWide GT 34-inch display. This is a MateView display. This is a very good display and I cannot be more happy with my purchase. This is my review after about 2 weeks using this display, and I gotta tell you, I'm way past surprised at this point. I think that this display is totally worth it. I got it for $399, but I think that this is a short version of my review. I think I want to give you a full version, full fat review. So, no further ado, let's review the Huawei MateView UltraWide 34-inch display. Yes, that's a very complicated name. Let's get started. So, this display, I bought it 2 weeks ago. And it's not new, it's been on the market for a long time now, about 2 years, 1 year and a half, I'm not sure. But this display, it's really good. I was split between this display and the Xiaomi one, but I think I ended up choosing this display for 2 reasons. First, the integrated speakers that it comes with this bundle. Yes, this is a bundle with the integrated speakers, and I gotta say that these integrated speakers are really nice. Like, I really enjoy them. But let's first focus on the display part. The display part of this display system, it's really good. This is a 2.73K display. It's an ultra-wide display and it has 32 inches. And so these specs are really good for the price that I paid. No, this is not HDR10 capable, but it's HDR capable somewhat. It's an IPS panel, it's an LCD, and no, this is not a mini LED panel. But still, for the price that I paid, it's not almost 4K, but it's like on the edge, and it's still very color accurate. It's P3 color gamut display, so the colors are accurate and very nice. The only thing about this display though is that it is an ultra-wide, and the ultra-wide displays are not for everyone. Imagine, an ultra-wide display, it's more like a work use, and it has some specific stuff for work, but for most people it's not worth it, because when you are watching videos, watching movies, everything has huge black bars on the side. There's no content that I've ever found, and instead of games, that have and filled up the complete gap. But for me, it's really worth it, because this ultra-wide display gives me enough room to breathe, so where I can be editing videos and have Finder at my side and have my screenshots, and without leaving Finder, it just makes editing much faster. And if I want to, I can put Final Cut Pro on a full screen mode, and oh my god, that's just ridiculous, the amount of screen real estate that I end up having to work on Final Cut Pro. So yes, that's why I decided to go for an ultra-wide display. It's not for everyone, and for most gamers, they do love an ultra-wide display. It's way more enticing to play games. It makes you part of the game almost like. But in my opinion, an ultra-wide curved display has its uses, and it needs to be well used, because if it's not, then it's kind of a waste, and it can even hinder your display use. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, I did the right choice by buying an ultra-wide display. If I went back now, I would choose the same display, the same type, but I can realize the flaws of having an ultra-wide display. Especially the video, where when you're watching YouTube videos, when you're watching movies, you have these huge black bars on the side. But that's normal, this is a huge ultra-wide screen, and videos are normally not optimized for these types of aspect ratios. My videos right now, it's 2:1, some of my older videos were 16:9, but none run on this aspect ratio. So it's normal, if you are watching this video on a ultra-wide display, you will find those black bars also on your sides. But one thing that is display screen is really bright. It's really bright. Like right now, I have a light hitting my face from this side, and still you can see the screen pretty bright. I think it's 300, 250, 300 nits of brightness, and for this size of display, it's really good. Compared to my 16-inch MacBook Pro, which is a mini LED panel, which can go up to 1500 nits, and it's really very powerful. But I think that the fact that that 16-inch display can even fight or can even be compared with the quality of this display, it's actually pretty cool. I was looking for a good quality display for a long time. I haven't been able to find one. That's why I returned my older display, and I have a full video talking about that on my channel. But I decided finally to pull the trigger on this display. costs me $399 or $400, and I think it was a pretty good deal. Compared to my 16-inch display, this is not as color accurate, this is not as fast. But one thing it is much more fluid, because it's 165 Hz capable, while my MacBook Pro is only 120. Although my MacBook Pro is a ProMotion panel, so it can vary its refresh rate according to its content, while this one is always 165 Hz. But like it is plugged in on the wall, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I really love the high refresh rate on this display. It was one of, nor the main feature for me to buy this display. With the same money, I could have bought some LG ultra-wide displays with 60 or 75 Hz that had 4K HDR, but 60 and 75 Hz, I did not want that. I wanted an 120 upwards display so it could match my 16-inch MacBook Pro. If I could not find that, then I would not buy any other display. That was my main reason to buy an external display and to buy this external display. And that's why I ended up going for this Huawei MateView. I think that the Huawei MateView 165 Hz, it's fluid. It's extremely fluid. Like you can go fast from one point of the screen to the other. Like you can't even see your mouse. It's really fast. And the MES, or the delay when you are using your mouse, is almost non-existent. I think it's 1 MES. It's really good. This display, it's incredible. And I think that for gamers, if you are a gamer watching this video, I did not game a lot on this display, but I think that it's pretty suited for you, because the latency is very low, the refresh rate is very high, and it's still a 2.7K display. So it's high resolution, high refresh rate, low latency, and for only $400, that's a win for you gamers. But going back to productivity, which is the thing that I do most with this display, there's a lot of stuff you can do here. For example, I was studying for exams. You can put 3 Safari windows stacked up on each other. You can put like the preview of PDF documents stacked up on each other, like 3 PDFs. You can do a lot of things, and you can barely use this display as a main display. For example, play a YouTube video on the side, and then use the other side of the display to do work. So it's almost like 2 displays binded into one. I could have bought 2 displays, but then it would be more expensive, and it would look like you have a seam on the middle, while the ultra-wide display, it's a full-on panel. I love this ultra-wide display as a display. This display hardware is also really good, not just the panel in itself, but the bezels. These bezels are really small, really small for a huge display like this. The only thing that I would remove is the Huawei text right here. I would put a smaller bezel and less text. I know it's a Huawei display. I actually don't want to know it's a Huawei display. I would prefer just a slim bezel and no text. And also, now we are talking about the build of this display. This display is completely made of plastic, like you can hear. It's plastic. It's not aluminum like the Pro Display XDR, like the Studio Display. But those displays cost 5 times more, 10 times more, or 12, 20 times more. It just blows my mind. So yeah, I love this display. One of my favorite ones. What you think? But this bundle that I bought, it's just not a display. It still has a lot of stuff. For example, it comes with tons of ports, and these ports is like one of the best parts of this bundle. It comes with one USB-C that can power share to your laptop. So it can share power and data to your laptop. It can charge your MacBook Pro, and it can screencast its image. So imagine, you don't need any more cables other than the power cable to the display and the USB-C cable from the display to the Mac. You cannot charge or power the display with your Mac. So if you connect your Mac to the display and do not put the power outlet that it comes with on the power outlet, then it will not turn on. I don't know why. It's probably because the USB-C doesn't have enough power to do so, and you can notice that while you are charging your MacBook. I have a 16-inch MacBook Pro with the M1 Max chip, like I told you before, and it's not able to charge if I'm doing like very heavy stuff. For example, if I'm watching films, movies, or YouTube videos, or even if I'm streaming any type of content like games, or even like video editing. If I'm video editing, the charge level actually drops because the display doesn't have enough power outage to support that type of asking that the computer asks from its outlet, so it goes back to the battery to get the rest of the energy. But if you are not doing anything like laying around with your laptop there, then it will charge it very slow. I think it's 40 watts or even less than that. So if you have a 16-inch MacBook Pro, maybe that's a problem for you. But if you have the M1 MacBook Air or the M2 MacBook Air, which can for sure handle 40 watts and be completely fine without dropping any type of battery life, yeah, I think that this display is also incredible, and this feature is one of the best features. And this feature is one of the best features that I had. the latest display that I had, the one that I returned, did not have this feature. It was only HDMI. And that was another of the reasons that I returned that Dell display. But this not only has USB-C, but it has a display port and it has two HDMI ports. At the end of the day, I think it has one USB-C, two HDMIs, and one display port. And then it has a power where you can turn your display on. It's also USB-C, by the way. So you can power your display and connect it to your laptop with only USB-C cables. Two different USB-C cables. One of those has a power brick, but still, it's very, very, very powerful, only having USB-C. This is very, very cool, a modern display, and one thing that I wasn't used to have. Another thing that is also very important to point out on this display is the cable management, because the way that they're built and they design this display is really, really smart. If you don't know, you can probably see at the back, the cables come from the back, and this is important. But they also have a cap there, so you can secure your cables and kind of hide them from the back. So you don't see the cables connected to the display and no one can go there and push one of your cables. It's like protected with that plastic pack, which is really easy to take off, and I think it's magnetic, so it's even better. And trust me, this is one of the features that I overlooked, because now that I have to mount the display and create the setup, it was really easy to do so. And now it's really clean. Like you can see, you can only see one cable coming. It's from the USB-C cable that my laptop is still there. I haven't bought my, let's say, laptop stand, and that's why I still have my laptop on the side. But still, this display is really, really good. And all of the ports, all of the things, all of the quality life features that it has, it's just one of the more reasons that I cannot stop recommending this display. Good job, Huawei. But I could stop the review right here, because there's some bundles that just come with the display, ports, cables, and that's it. You have to buy external speakers. And that's a must, because trust me, when you are using your MacBook on clamshell mode, if you don't have speakers, then you don't have sound. But even if you want to have your laptop open and say, I don't want to buy any more speakers, my MacBook speakers are insane, I want to use them, then realize that if your MacBook is not on the center of what you are watching, then the sound will be offside. So it's like it will be left. If you put it on MacBook on the left, it will be coming from your left, and it won't be stereo sound. So it's not that great. And that's why I bought this bundle, which for only $400 gave me an amazing display with amazing features, but also gave me the supported speaker stand. This stand is very, very firm and very, very, very secure. And it has amazing, amazing features. For example, you can go up, you can go down, and you can tilt it forward and backwards. I think this is incredible because Apple charges for the Pro stand tons of money, and that stand costs like $1,000. This one is for free, and it doesn't do much more than this. Even the Studio Display, which is a way more expensive display than this display, it's almost like 5 times the price. It has the same features on the stand, which is just ridiculous. It can go up, it can go down, and it can tilt forward and backwards. So yeah, this display has tons of functionality, and with the stand included, it's a really, really good deal. But there's another feature that comes included with this display, and I talked about before, which was the speakers. The speakers, the external speakers that come with this display are very well designed because they come on the stand, they look nice, they look simple, and they are very well hidden from the consumer eye. So if you are looking at this setup, and where is the speakers? Well, I cannot see them, they are not on the side. Are they from the back? No. Are they from the front on the display like the iMacs? No. Where do they come from? Well, this little stand. These are the speakers. And let me tell you, they pack a punch for such a small speaker. And for a one that came for free. These speakers are not perfect, not even close and near the M1 Max 16-inch speakers, so my laptop speakers are much, much better. But one thing they do have, it's volume. And if you turn it like to 50%, they are really, really good. If you turn up to 75%, you can hear some noise, and then 100%, it's almost like, usable, but they are not that great. Enough talking, let me just show you, so you can hear and understand what I'm talking about. So let's now compare the MacBook Pro against the Huawei monitor.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
So, what you thought? Leave it on the comments down below. But still, they are included, so I cannot complain about a speaker that was given for free. And they have a very cool light bar, which you can see right now. And this light bar, not even is just like to light your setup to look cool, but it's also a volume knob. I did not realize at the beginning, and then I touched that thing. It was not on purpose, and it suddenly changed the volume. And I was like, wait, is this a volume knob? Because it's very annoying that you have to change your sound, your volume on your display settings on the like below the display on that little knob, and that's very annoying because you cannot do it on your keyboard or on your computer. So I think it was a pretty neat idea and a very well engineered idea to do so. But now let's talk about the last thing on this display, and it's the input method, the way that you change your settings and the way that you change almost everything when you are using this display, turn it on, turn it off, and it's that volume knob like right here. It's the way that you interact, and it's better than those things on the side that other displays have. But you gotta realize that this volume knob, it's kind of annoying sometimes when you want to turn off your display on the button, and you just click a little bit to the side and it just opens your settings, and you are like 5 minutes trying to turn off your display. For me, it's annoying. It's the worst part in terms of design of this display, and I can tell it was not put that much thought on that part. It's a really cool knob if you want to do other stuff, like change your settings. For example, I can go right here and put the knob to the side and change everything, like brightness, settings, picture, gaming vision, input source, picture. Again, you can change a lot of things, input source, system settings. There's a lot of things you can do with this knob. It's very useful, but I do not use most of the things. I just put it on the setting that came from the box. If you are a nerd and you like really to change these things, then go do it. I'm not that kind of person though. I prefer things like they come from the factory, and I would say that it comes very well calibrated from the factory. So at the end of the day, I ended up not changing much. You can change volume, you can change brightness, you can change the style that the light bar works. You can also change the picture quality, the picture settings, the refresh rate, everything you can change on that little knob. You can also turn down the blue light, you can also turn up the warm light. It's a very, very cool feature-rich menu, and I think that you will love if you are a nerd for those stuff. But at the end of the day, this is a monitor that is cheap, but is also very useful. And for me, that's the thing that made me buy it. A very good, very high quality, ultra-wide display that has USB-C, that can power your laptop, that is also very, very slim bezels, and this is very important for me. The picture quality is very good. It's HDR. It's 165 Hz, which was the main thing that I was looking for a monitor, a high refresh monitor with a very high pixel density, and at the end of the day, a 3K display with 165 Hz, an ultra-wide monitor for only $400. I think it was a pretty good deal, and I totally recommend getting this Huawei MateView UltraWide 34-inch GT. Tough name, but I think it's one of the easiest of the industry, so I'll give it a pass. Other than that, I totally recommend this display. I will not return it, and it's one of my recent buys for the channel. Let's reach 1,000 subscribers. I cannot wait to do so. Thank you guys for all your support. We are almost on 900, so 100 more, we are at 1,000. Thank you guys for all the support. Do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.